I just realized that I was not recording and I was well into the video. So. Anyway, welcome back to my channel. If you don't know me, I'm Danielle, and today we are diving more into a productivity focus. So we are going over Trello, which my dog. You may have heard me talk about Trello before. It's a great project management tool that you can use either just for yourself, or you could also use for a team of people, because you can, I don't know what I've already said. What happened? Trello is a great tool for productivity. It's essentially a project management tool that you can use for yourself or with a team of people. So I use it for everything. Literally everything, because I have a different board for each aspect of my life, and that way I can keep track of things. It's kind of like a to-do list. So if you have a team of people, you can have a project and then have different tasks for that project assigned to people, and then you can mark them done as you go, and everyone can get in and move around things that maybe they've done, and then you know who needs to do what, and at the end of the project you can move the whole project over to done, and it is a great feeling. If you want to up your productivity and lower your stress, keep watching this video. I promise that you are going to have some tools for your toolbox of productivity and be able to get more done in less time and feel good about what you're doing. Okay, now that that's recorded. Sophie, she's so cute, but so noisy. Yeah, you're so noisy. Okay, 1 second. You either gotta go out or your toy goes out. That was easier than expected. These are the 5 boards I have on my Trello, and what I really love about it is I can access them on the desktop, or I can use them on my app on my phone, and I can just keep track of what needs done each day and what doesn't need done each day, and it just helps me stay so organized, and I feel productive when I can move things over to done. So you can see I have a board called Creative. That is all my content creation type things. I have one for home. That's everything I need to do at home, like surprise, surprise. And then this one I just started using for school, for my job for school, and that has been really helpful to keep track of everything. And then this is for my master's program, psych, and then my weekly overview is something I just started doing as well, because it's something that I missed from my Wit and Delight planner, the weekly overview planner. So I just kind of made my own version, but on my Trello. So I have a mantra for every week, and then one thing for myself, and then to do this week, things I really want to get done, and then I move them over to done when they are done. Now this board is pretty bland compared to my other boards. Like my creative board I like to keep pretty nice and busy, and then my home life board is kind of the same, and then you can see my school board and my psych board, and all of these boards are essentially the same as far as the things I have included. So I have, this is to do eventually, and then they get moved over to today's must-dos, and then when they're done, they're done. Now, after they're done and I've moved them over to done, you can archive that card so that you don't see it at all, but you'll see that some of mine have weekly in front of it, and those are just things I have to turn in every single week. So I don't want to make a new card for them every week, so I just drag them over to like today's must-dos and then over to done when I am done. What I really love to do is every night before I go to bed, part of my nighttime routine is looking at my calendar for the next day and getting all of my Trello cards in the right spot for the next day, so I know exactly what needs to be done and I don't have to think about it in the moment when things are really busy. So I do those things. I get ready for the next day. I set my clothes out, my workout clothes, everything, so I can just get up and go, and it's so much less stressful. I'm more on time than I would be and things are good. So let's go out and see if I can create a new board, but I'm thinking, oh, you're allowed to use 10 free boards now. Amazing. Okay, so we're just gonna call this board sample, and then we're gonna create the board. Now this is a ugly background, disgusting. So over here on the menu, you can also get to it by clicking the show menu. You can add more information about your board, but I usually don't. I do always change my background to something kind of like peaceful or just like, I don't know, a good aesthetic that inspires me, because I need to be inspired to get things done sometimes. So a lot of times I like mountains or whatever. All of these pictures are here for you to use, or you can upload your own picture. I usually just use one that they have. They have a lot of options. You can also search, like if you really like rainforests for whatever reason, you could search rainforest, and then you have a bunch of rainforests to choose from, which makes me feel like Tarzan. That one kind of makes me feel sad, which I'm pretty good at. That one's pretty, I like the foliage. All right. Fun fact, my dad spent some of his childhood in the Amazon rainforest in Ecuador. So we'll think of him. Okay, so we will leave it at that. We will just leave the foliage. And now what's next is to create a list. So typically I have a to-do list, to do, and a done. Those are essential. Another one might be like in progress. And that's where we'll leave it for now. Like you saw on my creative board, there's a ton of different lists. There's one for to do, done, and progress, but there's also some for content ideas. There's some for collaborations that I'm in the middle of. There's some for all kinds of different things. So you can go and go and go on your lists. Like you can create, I don't know, like an infinite number of lists, and you just scroll like back and forth linearly to see them. Now, what I like to do to make my boards extra cute is to create a photo on Canva, which you can also use for free. And that's how you get those pretty, these like pretty card top things, covers kind of like thing. So let's go to Canva, and we can create a new design. Let's do, I don't know if this really matters. I usually do something like let's just do like a YouTube graphic, channel art. That'll be about the same dimensions, probably. Okay, so kind of similarly to Trello, we can add a picture from their library, which you do have more access if you pay for Canva, which I do because I use Canva for everything. It's kind of like Adobe Illustrator, only much more user-friendly in my opinion. I'm sure you cannot do the extent of things you can do in Illustrator, but for what I do, it really meets all of my needs, and it's super, super easy. So I'll just go to photos, and I usually like to pick a photo for my background of these cards that complement the background design. So we'll just look for plants, Indian. Oh, this one's nice. Okay, so I'll use this one, and then I just expand it so that you can, it takes up the whole art space, and then we can go to elements. This is just what I do for all of mine. It doesn't matter what you do, but this is what I do. So I have this bar selected, and then I can change my transparency. I like 50%. And then I can go to my text and add a heading, and I want this one to be to do. So let's get this all sorted by making it, first of all, much bigger. And then I've really been into this Amsterdam font lately. I don't know why, but we'll do that. And then I want to make this like way bigger. I don't know why it's so small. There's so many "that's what she said" jokes right now, like I can't even. Let's see. Better. Let's just do like 300. There we go. Okay. I'm gonna move this and center it. Okay. So now it's it's a little bit dark. I wonder if I change it to white, that would be better. Yeah. Okay, pretty. So this is my to-do, so I'm gonna download it as a PNG file, which is just another word, it's a type of photo file. And then we will go back and add it to our Trello board. But first I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of my list titles. So we also have in progress. And I also like to just change this color a little bit. Okay, and then we'll download that one as a PNG file. And then we'll do one more for done. With an exclamation mark, because how exciting. Okay, and we'll change this a little bit more. I don't like these. Let's change it to like, that's good. Okay. Done. Download. Okay, and then we will go back over to the Trello board and put these in. Okay, so now that we have our photos ready to go, we can add some cards. Our lists are made, and now we're ready to add cards. And all cards are like the different projects that you need to do or the different tasks you need to do. And then you can move the card from list to list as you need to. And you can even move them from board to board if you need to, which if I remember, I will tell you how to do later. So we're gonna add a card, and then I just put like ... for that, because what it's really gonna be is our cover image. So then we're going to click cover, and we don't want to use one of theirs. We want to upload our own cover because we made it. So to do, and once it loads, it will be so pretty. And we're ready to go. Okay, and then I want this one to be over here. So in progress, ... Sometimes I add a cute little like phrase there, but I'm not feeling it today, so. Okay, so let's do this. Oh, they've updated Trello since I've messed around with it. Okay. Okay, so then let's upload our new cover for in progress. Okay, and then done. Cover, and done. Okay, so now we're ready to go. So now we can add different tasks, like if this board was for homework, or that's not fun, for home, let's just do one for home, or just one in general. Something you might have to do daily is, I don't know, like the dishes. Okay, so we're gonna do dishes. And then something you might have to do weekly is mow the grass. And then something you might have to do monthly is pay rent. Okay, and then you could do like in progress, just move it over. And then once it's done, it goes to done. And then at the beginning of a new week, it might go back over to do. Say in progress just is done for you, so you can move it over if you want. You can always add another list, things like that. Inside a card, you can do a lot more with that. You can label it as like different colors, and you can also add a lot of checklists. So let me just, instead of doing it all, I'll take you over to my creative board and see how these have yellow on top of it. It's because that is my YouTube color. See these boards? I didn't want to archive them because I thought I might use them again, but I don't know. You can also add a checklist if there's like a lot of things you need to do for that project, and then you can make different types of checklists that you'll use over and over again. So like on my creative board, since that is more project oriented, I use that a lot more. So I have like a YouTube posting checklist, so it has everything from like brainstorm ideas to hit publish, and then I can just use that same YouTube checklist on all of the YouTube videos cards. That way I don't have to write out the checklist every single time. And then you can always add attachments too. If I have a content idea for something, I might screenshot it on my phone, or I might see it on Pinterest and save the image, and then I can add that to a card as well, so I can have it for reference. And then you can move this card anywhere. So you can move it to different boards. You can move it to different lists on this board, or you can move it to any other board that you have and any list on that board, and then even where it's at on the list. So that's really handy if you want to be like, if you just want to have a to-do list and a done list, but this is priority over the other things, just move it on the list. Then I just want to show you what it's like on the app. So I have my app here, and so it just was on my weekly overview, but it's essentially the same thing. You can just move stuff around still. You can do pretty much anything. I like the computer view only because you can see the whole board at one time, essentially, so it's a little bit easier in that way. But throughout the day as I'm doing things, I definitely use the app a lot more. One of my favorite things that I've probably done recently is to add the to-do and then today's must-dos, because that way it's less overwhelming. I can specifically decide what I need to get done today, and it's in a separate list than all the other things that would be amazing to get done. So on my home board, I actually have a to-do list, today's must-dos, and today's maybe-dos, because I have found that it overwhelms me less because I have more flexibility. I have clearly what is priority that day rather than thinking about it in the moment when things are so busy and crazy. So it's just really helpful in that way. And then the other improvement or update that I've done recently is that weekly overview, which I highly recommend to anyone. Feel free to copy my like how mine looks, having your like weekly mantra and then something for yourself, and then things that you'd like to get done that week. That's usually where I put more project things. Like you might have saw that I've been trying to hang these shelves in our bedroom for months, and it just hasn't happened. So I'm like, this week I really want to get that done. And then just like little things like that, little tiny projects that just don't seem to get done on their own. So those are the updates that I really enjoyed. I would highly recommend them. Go check out Trello. I will link it below. And if you like other productivity videos, I will link some of those below too. Let me know in the comments or on Instagram if you like these productivity tips to help you be more productive and less busy. And you know, my passion for that is just because if you are productive, you have more time to rest, because sometimes people are like, wait, like you're all about productivity, but you're also all about rest, and they don't really mesh. But really they do. I am productive because I have to take time to rest. In the past, I have been very, very busy and did not have rest and was not productive. And so it's why, It's kind of where it comes from. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. Give it a like if you found it helpful and comment if you want more like it. So I love you lots. Bye.